All right, class. Can anybody remember what similar means? Yes, Chase.
Almost the same, but not quite.
Good. Almost the same, but not quite. And when we talk about triangles, all of the corresponding angles need to be congruent and all the sides need to be proportional. Okay, now when we were proving triangles congruent, we knew that all the sets of sides needed to be congruent and all the sets of angles needed to be congruent. But we had some shortcuts like SSS, SAS, and so on. So now I'm going to show you shortcuts so you don't need to know that all the sets of angles are congruent and all the sets of sides are proportional. So here we go. All right, so we have three sets of similar triangles here. And on similar triangles, remember all the corresponding sides are proportional and all the corresponding angles are congruent, but we don't have to know all of those things. Okay, so these are the shortcuts. Okay, so the first one is side, side, side similarity. Okay, and that doesn't mean that the sides are congruent, that just means they're proportional. So say that this is A, this is B, and this is C, and this is D, E, F. That would mean that A over D is equal to B over E, which is equal to C over F. Okay, and if you know that all of the sets of corresponding sides are proportional, then you already know that the triangles are similar. All right, the next one is side, angle, side similarity. Okay, and so what that means is that we've got, let's call this A, and this B, and this C, and this D. Okay, and again, the sides, it doesn't mean that they are congruent, it means they're proportional. But then since there's an A between the two sides, that would mean that these two angles would have to be congruent. Okay, so the things that need to be true are that A over C is equal to B over D, and then also that the angle between those two sides are congruent. All right, and the last one just deals with the angles. Okay, so if we know that all of the angles are congruent, so like if this angle is congruent to this angle is congruent to this angle is congruent to this angle, then we know that they are similar triangles. But we don't need to know all three of them, because if we have two angles, okay, if we have this one, those are congruent, and these two are congruent, okay, then we automatically know that these two are congruent because there's no other possible number that that last one could be, since they have to add up to 180 degrees. So angle similarity is the last rule. Okay, you do know that all three angles are congruent, but you can stop with two if you find two. Okay, so those are the three triangle similarity rules, and we will go a little bit more in depth in class.